The first wholesaling real estate deal. For some people, it is the hardest, most difficult thing they've ever done in their lives. And for other people, it's pretty easy. There is a huge difference I've seen with beginner wholesalers and wholesalers that get their first deal of if it's easier or not to get that deal. What I want to show you today is exactly why the first wholesaling real estate deal is the hardest and how to overcome this. There's around three main reasons why you are in the driver's seat right now. You are in the vehicle for wholesaling real estate success, and you're not just becoming successful. I feel like so many wholesalers, they are driving in a car right now and they're trying to get that deal. And the issue is, it's not, everyone thinks it's the road that they're on is the issue, or it's the car or the gas, or and a lot of people don't blame the driver. And the really big thing you have to understand is most wholesalers, they know what to do, but they're just getting in their own way. And what I wanted to show you is after teaching hundreds of thousands of wholesalers how to get their first deal and seeing so many people kind of, get out of this business and people keep in it and then maybe not do well and then they eventually get that deal. And this is all walks of life. These are the 17-year-old high schoolers that get their first deal, and then there's the 7-year-olds that get their first deal, and the people single parents that get their first deal, right? There's so many different types of people that get their first deal. And for every, 6-year-old that gets their first deal, they're just retired. I find another 60-year-old that can't get a deal and they say, oh, it's because of my age, right? And the truth is, to get your first deal, you have to really simplify everything. And that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to show you exactly why the first deal is the hardest and really how to wake up. Like, honestly, a lot of you guys are just sleeping behind the wheel and you're feeling like, hey, I'm just going to keep on cruise control and just cruise it and the deal is just going to automatically go there. And honestly, you all need to snap out of it. You just need someone to kind of slap you across the face right here and say, hey, stop it, quit it. You're driving the wrong way, and we need to get off this exit, go on this one, and do it the right way. I truly believe so many wholesalers are behind the wheel because they're stuck in the guru trap. And we're not talking about gurus really today. We're talking about raw wholesaling real estate information, how you can become successful. And really, I'm here to wake up, I believe, 70% of the new wholesalers watching this so they can actually start getting money. If you want to make your first 100K this year, heck, your first deal this year, this is going to be the video for you. This is going to be everything you need to know. First and foremost, I'm getting real with you guys. You need to wake up. I truly believe a lot of wholesalers believe, wholesaling real estate's pretty much the same as always is. I'm going to do what's been working or do what used to work or what a guru said 4 years ago or what a video 7 years ago. And heck, even if you watch my YouTube videos from 4+ years ago, yeah, 80% of the advice is good, but 20% of it is just, I'm a different person. I did not have 2,000 wholesaling deals under my belt 4 years ago. As the man that was watching this 4 years later, right? I mean, I'm almost pretty much 7 years in the wholesaling game here, thousands of wholesaling deals. I could tell you, I'm a changed person. And not after me doing thousands of deals, but teaching you guys how to do thousands of deals and hundreds of thousands of wholesalers in freewholesaling.com, the way I look at wholesaling has changed. I am a weird freak of nature sometimes. I've realized not everyone can go out here and cold call 5 hours a day, every single day for a year straight and just do it just to make 6 figures because they're just crazy and they'll do anything to become successful. And there's people that work full-time jobs, they can't do that. I get it. And after teaching these people and showing these people what to do, I've learned a lot of stuff too on top of what I've done, virtual wholesaling, JVs, all these things. And I've realized a lot of new wholesalers, they're stuck in this trap. They're stuck in this, if you will, matrix of the wholesaling guru space where they give you a little info, they try to get you to coast, just call, and it doesn't matter what you say, just call and, just buy my course, I'll tell you what to do. And you try to fill in the gaps, you got no money, guys. I was broke. I remember, it's tough. I remember being 17 years old, 18 years old on YouTube, trying to figure out how to wholesale. And the information was, I'm gonna give you a little bit of info, but buy my course. And there was nothing when I started out in wholesaling on YouTube. And really, I was stuck in a trap, but I had to learn from the hard knocks. And I truly believe you guys can change. But if you're watching this, you need to wake up. Things have changed. And if you're currently watching this video right now and you haven't done your first wholesaling deal, you have to understand one thing. And this is a very tough pill to swallow, but this is the pill you have to understand. Your dreams will die if you don't wake up right now. And let me explain this very, very seriously. This is, I know sometimes I joke and kid, but this is as serious as I can possibly get for anyone. You have to wake up right now and take control of your life. Take control of the wheel right now. You are driving right now in wholesaling real estate to that first deal. And if you don't wake up and you just sleep behind the wheel, you're gonna crash. And your dreams of becoming a successful wholesaler, not working at a 9-to-5 job, becoming an entrepreneur, spending more time with your kids, all these great things, that dream will die. Not because wholesaling has failed you, or the car has failed you, or the road has failed you, or any of these things, but because you simply were behind the wheel sleeping. And you have to wake up, become cognizant of where you're at right now, and change everything. Ladies and gentlemen, your first wholesaling real estate deal, it's a basic point A, point B thing. And I know I'm making it very, very simplistic, but it's absolutely true. You get from point A to point B. That is it. All right. Usually in wholesaling real estate, what is it? It's like 500 reverse drawing for large sticky notes usually get you a deal. It's not an exact A or point A, point B. It's not 1.4 miles, but on average, 500 reverse trying for dollars leads, 2,000 or 3,000 code violation leads to call them, right? 4,000 text if you want to be nice. Sometimes it's bumped up if you do the high equities, right? Some direct mail, 400 probate mailers, whatever that number is, the leads per deal it is. But there's a point A to B, and that is it. And the question is in wholesaling real estate, we know what the point A to B is. There's usually an average in the wholesaling real estate industry of how many calls you have to make on a certain list to get a deal, how many texts, how many of X, Y, or Z you have to do. And that's how you get successful in this business. Like it's a point A to B. That is it. Now, knowing that, and I'm using the car analogy today because I think that's a great wake-up tool for everyone, but point A to B, and we're behind the wheel, we're sleeping. A lot of wholesalers are not driving enough. You have a 2-mile road trip and you drive 1.5 miles and you start crying like, oh, I want to give up. Stop. Okay, you're just not driving enough. A lot of wholesalers truly believe they're working so hard and doing everything, and they made 4 calls today. You guys think this is a joke. Watch my other live streams. Watch it on every channel I do. You'll see me do live calls with people that will literally come up to me. I'm not making fun. I'm just saying the honest dang truth. They'll say, I made 4 calls today. Why am I not successful and rich like you, Zach? And I'm like, 4 calls. Do you think the kid that is working a bag boy job, scraping poop off the stinking toilet seats and mopping every single night, you think he who wants to get out of that situation, that was me at 17 years old. Where's the stupid, where's the stupid thing? I don't have it right here. I had my little bag boy name pin on here usually. Like, that's who I used to be. I was on here. I gotta find it, but like I had the little bag boy thing, right? Right there. That's who I was. That was my life. 17 years old, bagging groceries, scrubbing dookie off toilets. That was my life. Mopping at the end of the day to close the store. You think I was calling four times, four callers a day, 4 sellers a day? You think that was me? You think that really, you think that was going to get me to do the thing that was going to change my life? Heck no. I was willing to do anything to get out of that situation. And the truth is, most wholesalers who are in a situation like that will do anything to get out of that situation. Heck, I was 17 years old. I already saw where the matrix was going to take me in the future. I did not want to live that life. I knew my life was worth more. I knew I was valued more. I knew there was more I could do. And I knew wholesaling real estate was the vehicle. Guys, I'm talking about cars, the vehicle to get me out of that. And so when people have the audacity, and I'm saying this, trying to say this in the nicest way possible, to come up to me and say, I made 4 or 5 calls today. That's all I need. Why am I not successful? Heck, the people that really need to get out of their situations, they're not doing 4. They're doing 400. They're willing to do anything it takes for success. And you really got to ask yourself that question. Why am I not successful? Why are you doing everything you possibly can to be driving enough to your goal? Most wholesalers aren't willing to do that. It sucks. I hate to tell you, but it's true. So you need to really ask yourself this question. And this is a big problem with most wholesalers, but they are not driving enough. The marketing is not there. There's not enough call volume. There's not enough text being sent out. There's not enough reverse drawing for dollars. Not a lot of government lists being put out. Oh, I'm just going to pull a prop stream list and hope for the best. No. Pull the government list, or heck, pull a prop stream list, but go do it in volume. Drive the distance where it'd be too ridiculous for you not to get their first deal. Heck, I'm telling you, do the amount of work where it seems super crazy for you not to get a wholesaling deal. Very few, I've had calls like that where they've done above and beyond so much it was almost impossible for them not to get a wholesaling deal. For me putting 150 bandit signs out at 5 a.m. for a month straight in high school in the best positions where no one else can put the signs in, it was almost impossible for me not to get a deal by doing that in high school in one of the best areas. But I got up at 5 a.m. It sucked. I was not happy. I was tired. But guess what? Got a deal by doing that. Cold calling. Cold calling 5 hours a day, 5 days a week for a year straight on a triple line dialer because I made some money in wholesaling from the bandit signs. You think it was almost impossible. Impossibility. And that's not a word I like saying, but it is almost impossible at that rate of marketing I was doing for me not to make 100K as a teenager, literally in college by doing that. It's almost impossible for me not to do that because I was driving so fast for so long. Of course, I was going to go from point A to B and back to back to back. Obviously. So you really want to know what the biggest killer of your wholesaling dreams right now are. It's the lack of stinking marketing. And, it might not be your issue right now. And I get people I talk to all the time, that is not their issue. But I would say for 75% of wholesalers that have not gotten their first deal, I'm trying to slap you across your face and tell you to wake up. Most of the time, you're not driving enough. The marketing is not there. And it's kind of this Kobe Bryant meme, but it's true. If you ever seen the memes of Kobe Bryant, but like how much is enough? More, right? I think it was a Kanye Kobe commercial. I think everyone can tell me in the comments, but like that's the truth. All right. The biggest killer of your wholesaling dreams is yourself and your lack of marketing. And I hate to get too brash with you guys, but hundreds of thousands of wholesalers I've helped, I hate to tell you, but like I've seen it time and time and time again. It's going to be that lack of marketing. And I don't know what I can tell you to get you to that point. You have the dream. It's what your will is. It's what's pushing you past the point. What pushed me past the point that most wholesalers would quit? What was it for me? You honestly want to know the truth? I did not want to work a bag boy job. I was sick of it. I couldn't do it. Let me show you that. I got it right here. I always keep it right here. Where is it? Right here. See this thing right here? This thing haunted me my entire life. This little thing, this little badge, I remember where I put it instantly. This little badge, let's see if we got, this little badge I used to put right here. Did not want to live that life. Was I worth $40,000 a year working my stupid job, cleaning dookie off of toilets, getting carts, having somebody making $17 an hour being my boss? Was that what I was worth? Heck no. I was worth more, and my drive to get out of this situation, my fear of being in this job as a bag boy the rest of my life for a grocery store manager working 90 hours a week and not being able to spend time with my family or children or whatever, that fear was so much greater than my fear of talking to a seller or making an offer or putting bandit signs out or somebody judging me or my friends judging me. Heck, I don't care at all who judges me there. You cannot judge a man or woman who tries their best to change their life and their family's life. And I did not want to be like this. I knew I was destined for greatness and I made it a reality. I know you can do the same exact thing. Guys, I have to give you the dang truth here. Most wholesalers, they say they want it. They say they have this wholesaling dream. They say they'll do anything for success. And when it comes to actually doing the drive, when it comes to actually doing the work, the things that they actually have to do, where are they? They're silent. But the men and women that are watching this right now that will go out here and say, hey, I'm going out here and I'm doing whatever it takes to become successful, and I will wake up and do anything to chase my dreams. You're the few and the proud that go out here and become successful. So why do people that watch this channel do so much better than other people in wholesaling real estate and they achieve their dreams? We make wholesaling simple. We have the drive, we have the passion to change our lives and our family's life. I don't know about you, but family is above everything for me. And to change my family's life and to help my family out, even pushing it further, was enough push for me. Me being a manager at 60 years old, not be able to spend time with my family, that's not the life I wanted. I know for you guys, it's a lot different, right? And so where is this lack of marketing coming from? I'm not here to point fingers. I'm not the guy to tell you that you're a lazy bum and you don't do anything all day and you're a terrible person. I truly don't believe most people that aren't becoming successful or they're not doing what they need to do. I actually don't believe that's the case. I don't think anyone's a lazy bum here, right? They have the drive. But there's a large portion of people that they have a lack of accountability. for themselves. And heck, I feel like an old man saying this, but my generation hasn't done anything well with accountability at all. Growing up at school, growing up as a kid, all these things, accountability was never a big thing for my generation. And so I believe the younger you are, the harder you have at this. We literally have apps on our phones that make us less accountable for the things outside and makes us sucked into these apps to spend more times on it. I get it. Okay, lack of accountability is on the bottom of my generation. I know this. And this is a big issue. It's not a bad thing. A lot of your parents sometimes don't teach you this. But you have to become extremely accountable to yourself. If you want to have accountability, you create discipline in your life. That will be the biggest factor. I truly believe a lot of young people, or they think of discipline and accountability as a scary thing. Oh, it's like the military discipline. I don't want to be like that. I don't want to live like that. I feel like, I'm not living the life. I'm just, no. Discipline will create freedom for you. Because if you do not have discipline and accountability, time will take control of what they want to do. Trust me, either you find the time for do something or the time will find you, okay? The extra hour app, the extra 45 minutes of some stupid videos, the cat memes, they'll get you. They will take your time unless you take control of it yourself. Everyone wants your time and your attention. And if you're not accountable to yourself, you're never going to get there. So how do you drive more? How do you do more marketing? How do you become more successful in wholesaling? How do you actually create more A to B points? How do you actually get more driving done to get your first wholesaling deal? That's the big question. I can tell you right now, it's accountability. And how do you become accountable? You create a schedule. That's accountability 101, all right? So if you want to go out here and do more marketing, create a time and do it. So, everyone's like, oh, Zach just is a magical beast at cold calling. And he wakes up in the morning and says, I'm a beast. And I click a button and I start going beast mode. No, okay, like that's not it. Where do I think a lot of success can stem from? Accountability. Now, what you do with your time is more important than having the time. But a lot of people cannot have the right time either. So accountability, how do you do it? Create a schedule. My cold calling schedule is 2 to 7 p.m. So my 5 hours, it wasn't, I didn't get up at 3 a.m. every single morning and cold call from 3 a.m. to 8 a.m. Like that was beast mode, right? Like, no, okay. I'm not telling you to go wake up at 2 a.m. and be, no, okay. Wake up reasonable time, right? 7, 8, 9. Heck, you want to sleep until 10. Who cares, right? As long as you got your 2 to 7 p.m. cold calling, who cares what time you're up, right? Maybe some 12 if you want to close some deals, but like, 9 to 5, that's time you can wholesale. 9 to 7, honestly. And so for the people watching this, create a schedule. Hey, I'm going to go talk to sellers during this time. I'm going to go market. I'm going to cold call. I'm going to go reverse drive for dollars. I'm going to text blast. I'm going to skip trades. I'm going to do all these things. Just create time. And a lot of things in wholesaling real estate can be done off business hours. Pulling lists, skip tracing, things like that. You don't need to go out here watching educational wholesaling videos. Like, create time for it. You have to create a schedule or the time will find you or you find the time. You have to face everything in your life with the sheer force of you taking control of it, okay? So another thing I find a lot of wholesaling people, so we're talking about the other 20%, right, of people that haven't gotten their first wholesaling deal, right? So about 80% of you guys are not driving enough. But I'll tell you this, a lot of you guys are actually driving hard. You guys take what I say to heart. You guys relate to my story and be like, dude, I'm going to go as hard in the stinking paint as possible and become a successful real estate wholesaler. I'm going to cold call. I'm going to get up early, put bandit signs out. I love it. But here's the issue. A lot of you guys lack marketing knowledge. And so you guys are driving enough, but you're driving off the wrong road. All right. You're going south when you should be going north. And you're like, why am I not going north? Because you're driving south. It's crazy. I truly believe this was ignorance on my part when I started teaching you guys wholesaling real estate, and I didn't know. But a lot of wholesalers, they'll go hard. I have their style is a lack of just going hard in the paint. But a lot of you guys are going hard in the paint doing the wrong thing. So let's talk about Kobe Bryant. I love basketball. I think a lot of people watching this can relate to basketball. But a lot of you guys are practicing layups and shooting and three-pointers, and you got the best free throw, but y'all just don't dribble at all. And so when you play basketball, you might be the best shooter in the world, but your dribbling sucks. Like, what's going to happen? unless you're Shaq, you ain't gonna do well. Okay, we got the Shaq bobblehead right there. Heat Edition 2006 championship. You know what's up. But I'm telling you, it's like, yeah, so it's the lack of knowing what to do or not doing it the right thing. And so, aka what I call driving on the wrong roads. You know, so basically, you're just not doing it right. You have the lack of marketing knowledge, and this is from I hate to say it. I didn't say I was going to do it, but I'll do it. I'm blaming the gurus on you, guys. A lot of you guys are pulling the right list. Actually, you guys are skip tracing the right way, and you don't need any money to do any of this stuff. But you're using the stupidest real estate wholesaling guru scripts, and it's just so embarrassing. All right, there's times I remember, heck, even as a beginner, I was going against my competition wholesaling, and these were $30,000-$40,000 deals. I was like 20 years old, and I would always destroy my competition. And sometimes my sellers would tell me what their competition said, and I'm like, you guys are just so bad. Hey, my name is Zach with Zach Home Solutions, and we're a real estate company, and we're looking to acquire some properties for cash. Are you looking to sell your property? And it sounds like a stupid script, and I hear these voicemails and these calls and and they act like these big hot shots. Oh, we gotta talk to my financing department, and so bad. All right. When you go out here in wholesaling, and if you watched any of my stuff, you know, hey, my name is Zach. I'm looking to buy a couple houses for cash with my partner. Are you looking to sell your house? Hey, tell me a little bit about it. Just, hey, I'm a regular guy. Me and my partner looking to buy some houses for cash, and you're to go. Because your seller is a regular guy or gal. So they can relate to a regular guy or gal there. The hot shot that pulls up in the BMW M5 with the cool whip, and they're trying to be all hot shot, and they're dressed in their suit to a T because they're trying to be Wolf of Wall Street, and like, this ain't Wolf of Wall Street, bro. Like, this ain't it, okay? We're just regular Joes doing regular things, okay? It's really off-putting, and this is how I can beat my competition, because they have a lack of marketing knowledge of actually what it takes to become successful. And so this is all stems from lack of knowledge. And if you want to get knowledge, you watch videos like this, right? You go to freewholesaling.com, my free wholesaling course, where you actually see me close sellers live. So whenever you see me close a seller live, you see me cold call live, text blast live, do anything I do live. Like, I click the live stream button and I close the seller and I get a contract signed right in front of you guys. You guys can actually, don't listen to what I say, actually see what I do. Monkey see, monkey do. I'm a regular Joe when I talk to sellers. I pull lists that actually work for me. And that's you guys. So the lack of marketing knowledge is, see what lists that I usually do well with: government list, reverse trying for dollars, probates, and then prop stream and batch leads lists. And then obviously do some virtual drawing for dollars too, and drawing for dollars and all these things. Like, there's a very specific, like, I would say 25, 30 lists that I do. And then there's specific lists that I refuse to do. And then I do these marketing channels, and then I don't do these marketing channels, and then how I do the scripts for each one. And I just literally show you guys exactly what I do step by step. Step by step, I literally show you. And the lack of knowledge is a terrible excuse, because you just go to freewholesaling.com, and I'll tell you the people that aren't successful that come back to me and say, oh, Zach, I'm not successful. I say, okay, what are you doing? I'm cold calling. Oh, I'm cold calling 15 hours a day. I'm like, okay, what's your script? Oh, okay. My script is, hey, I'm Zach, and I work for a real estate investment hedge fund company, and we're looking to acquire 13 properties in our 14-born portfolio. You didn't use my script. No, I don't use your script, but I use this guy's script, and he has a really fancy watch, and he has a very fancy supercar, and he has a yacht. And I'm like, first of all, it's a fake watch. Second of all, that is a fake car, and that's his brother-in-law's boat. And like, it's all fake. Everyone on the internet's fake. Do you actually see this guy or gal close deals? No. They just throw a script out there that worked 14 years ago, and you guys got hook, line, and sinker on that stupid thing. Drives me crazy. I hate seeing that stuff. Guys, these internet gurus are terrible. They all fake everything, all right? Everything's fake with these people. And heck, you should believe that everything I do is fake, okay? Clean slate. Zach's fake. Guess what? How am I going to prove it to you? Go to freewholesaling.com, watch me close sellers, and show, okay, this guy's actually closing sellers live. No other person does that. I should believe what he says. Here, and then I literally give you my entire script, freewholesaling.com. It's right there. So you're watching this video and you're like, what do? I have a free wholesaling course. I think I've said it a million, kajillion, kabillion, blah, blah times, go to freewholesaling.com. It's a free wholesaling course. I have over 100,000 people in there and I get results. The coolest part about freewholesaling.com is I get data points on these 100,000 plus students and see the ones that do successful. I interview them and say, hey, what do you do? What you didn't do? And I see the people that don't do well. And then I'm like, okay, you should go back, do this, blah, 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 blah. And I show you guys how to do it the right way. But I truly believe the knowledge part, this has almost been a 4-year journey on YouTube and freewholesaling.com and all these things. I'm trying to destroy the gap for lack of marketing. There are wholesalers that give you the most trash information. And to this day, still the most trash info I see because they're trying to get you to buy a course and they're just trying to make money off you. I'm just trying to get you guys rich. I'm telling you guys, you have to become successful in wholesaling real estate by putting everything in your whole thing. You got to put everything up to you. You need to be accountable to yourself. If you become accountable to yourself, you'll become very successful. Do not pay these gurus. They don't know what they're talking about. Just do yourself. Last but not least, I've said this a million times too, but the last part, this is, I would say 5% of wholesalers watching this, they have this issue too. They say, Zach, I don't have enough gas in the tank. I'm low on energy. I work so hard. I do everything and I just can't do it. It's just, Zach, you don't understand. And I'm not saying this to make fun of anyone, but I legit get this. I get this. I don't have energy. You don't understand. I have a full-time job. I'm married. I have kids. Guys, I've been through a lot of stuff and I've been tired a lot, but I will be the first to let you know, I have never been working 2 jobs, single parent with 3 kids and a dog, living at my parents' place with all this stuff, tired. Okay, I don't think I've ever been that tired. But I'll tell you what tired I've been. I've been through a lot of tired in my life. All right, we're going to do this. Let me show you the tired I've been. And I'm not saying this is the equivalent of having 3 kids as a single parent working 3 or 4 jobs and all this stuff. Okay, I got no arms and legs and my bones break every second. I will always tell you this. I've been a very blessed person in my life. I've been very blessed in the family I was raised in. I was very blessed in my circumstance. I was probably the most blessed of being born in the US of A, baby, right? Freedom. And so I know if I was born in another country, I might not have gotten into wholesaling. I get it. I know how blessed I am. But I'm using this blessing to go out here and teach you guys how to get in this business for free where other gurus will charge you because of my blessings I got. So let me explain one thing of you got no energy, you didn't want to do anything. Oh, I got no gas in the tank. Let me tell you my situation and how I do it. Maybe you can relate to it. I guarantee the amount of people watching this live stream, there's been people going through way worse situations. I have wholesalers that actually watch this stream from a prison, not jail, a prison on basically a counterfeit phone off LTE. I've had people tell me that on the live stream. So I've had way worse situations people getting into. But let me tell you my situation I get through. Maybe you can relate to it. Maybe say, Zach, you're a wuss, whatever you want. But let's go back to this stupid little thing. I was working 39.9 hours a week. Why did I not work 40 hours a week? Because they could not pay me. They didn't want to pay me overtime, and I was a part-time. They didn't want to give me full-time benefits. I was a minor. So I got my $8 an hour. That was minimum wage pretty much in the state of Florida at the time. And they didn't want to give me any more. So I worked my basically 40 hours a week there. All right, let's write that down. Oh, Zach, 40. Okay, got 40 hours a week there. I took full-time high school classes. I got my AA degree in high school. So I took 2 years of college. I got done in high school. So I took full-time high school classes, full-time college classes. All right, now I will give you one thing about that. Now, most people can't do that. I have an eidetic memory. What does that mean? That basically means I can read a textbook and I pretty much memorize it right there. I can go back, I don't have to study, and I can take a test. So I'll tell you this. I did push it a little past the limit, but I do have an eidetic memory. Basically, I can remember things very well. That's why I'm very good with faces. So I did that. So that's where we at? 70 hours a week? I don't know. Whatever. School, whatever. All right. On top of that, too, I was doing cross country in high school. So I did practice there. So that was terrible. I hate cross country, but whatever. Maybe good at wrestling. And then I had wrestling. I was the captain of my wrestling team for 2 years. Okay, so I did wrestling for 4 years. I started my first year in wrestling, just FYI for everyone, this is a good wholesaling analogy. I went 2-20 my first year wholesaling real estate, and I ended my senior year, I think 40-9, 40-8, whatever it was. But always improve. But I did that. All right, full-time sports. On top of that too, after all of these things, I did wholesaling real estate for basically an extra 30 hours. So if you do the calculations, pretty much all I had time was to go eat some food, work out. I always worked out 3 or 4 times a week, did all the sports, did the job, basically a full-time job, high school classes, then college classes, then wholesaling, then all these, my day was full to a T. And I've been at the point where you guys understand where you wake up, you get out of bed, you get some breakfast, you're gone, and you get home and you eat some dinner and you go to bed and you repeat the same exact thing. I did that pretty much every single day for about 4 years. 17 to 21, that's pretty much all I did. And I swear to you, that was my life. It was very, very difficult with friends. It was very, very difficult in relationships. It was very difficult on a lot of things. But I did make that sacrifice. And that was a sacrifice I was willing to make. I had no kids at the time, so it was very easy for me, not to spend time with young Billy because I didn't have any kids. Still don't have any kids, FYI, for everyone asking. But I didn't have that situation. Okay, I didn't have a lot worse, right? But I was at a point where I told myself I had to thrive or die. And you really have to ask yourself this thing: do I thrive or do I die? Do I let my business thrive or do I let my business die? You can only make that decision yourself. And I'm not trying to make it so dire. I'm not trying to make it that dire for you, but it kind of is, right? And you got to understand, you don't need to work all the hours that I did to become successful in wholesaling. We have AI. We have all this great technology. I teach you at freewholesaling.com for free how to do it. And I've show you guys exactly the keys to success. All right. But you have to make that decision. And this is a decision I can let you know. When I was during this time, I deleted my Instagram. All my buddies can tell you. A teenager, I was cold calling. So I want to give you one quick story so you guys understand what I mean by success. I'm not going to call them. I got some buddies. They're coming over in a couple weeks, hopefully. And I might want to put them on the stream so they can verify these stories because I don't think you guys understand. I would cold call from 2 to 7 p.m. in my dorm room. And my roommate would bring girls home and they'd be like, Zach, what are you doing? I got girls here. And I'm like, I don't care. I'm going to cold call. And my other roommates are like, why did you bring girls over? Zach cold calls 2 to 7 p.m. All my roommates know my script to a T. They will literally tell you what it is. Okay. Crazy. But let me tell you this. I don't care who came over. I kicked them all out. I said, I'm cold calling. I didn't let one thing happen from 2 to 7 p.m. I was accountable to myself. I let no excuses. I let no distractions in my life when I had a cold call and talk to sellers and close deals. And I can let you know you have to make that decision for yourself. I'm not telling you to make the sacrifices I made, but you have to understand you need to feed the business or the business will die. It is like a little baby. It's a wholesaling baby, okay? Either you feed the business your time, leads, and energy, or you let the thing die. Now, a wholesaling business to me is like a cute little puppy. Am I going to let that thing starve? Never. I love little puppies, right? They're the best. They're so cute. And I'm going to grow that thing into a mega beast, a Great Dane. And how did I do it? I fed it. And when you keep feeding things, they usually get bigger when they're puppies. And that's the way I did my wholesaling business. Are you going to let the puppy starve? No. You're going to do what you have to do. I became weirdly obsessed with this business because this is a business I put time in and I got money out and I made more money behind than I could ever imagine my wildest dreams. Now, going back to the story, what you have to understand is now I can go out here and hang out with any of my buddies I want whenever because I said no to everything. I kept all my friends, we're all friends, but I can do things that they can't. Hey, you want to go for lunch on Wednesday? Oh, I can't. I'm working. I already made that sacrifice. I decided to give up 3 years of my life for the next 70 years of my life. I traded 3 years for 7 years. And is that a decision I'll make every single day of the week? Yes, it will be. Of course, 10 times out of 10, I would make that decision. It's the greatest decision in the history of decisions for me. And you have to be willing to ask yourself, am I willing to do that? I'm willing to do that. And you have to understand either you thrive or you're going to die in this business. And this is a wake-up call that is dire for a lot of wholesalers watching this video. Are you going to quit or are you going to keep going? I get the excuse, wholesaling real estate's so hard to do. Wholesaling's not hard. Wholesaling changes. And if you don't know how to change with the ebbs and flows of this industry, you are going to not become successful. I'll give you another analogy. It's fishing. I love fishing. Oh, fishing's my favorite. And the thing you got to understand about fishing is the fishing is all about variables. Is there a full moon out? Is there an eclipse? What's going on? Is it low tide? Is it high tide? Where are the currents? Is it an El Nino year? What's the temperature? What are all these factors going in? Is the Gulf Stream, is the mullet running? What's going on? All these little factors change where I'm fishing, how I'm fishing. Do I go on the flats? Do I go on the wreck? Like, how do I catch fish this time? Is the full moon? No. All these little things affect when you can catch awesome big fish or marlin, stuff like that, and you can't. And so the thing is, I'll use a fishing example. A lot of fishermen where I'm at, they're used to one little style of fishing. I go out on the seaweeds and I find mahi and I go catch them easy. And when the wind blows a little different and the seaweed doesn't clump together and they try to do it and it doesn't work, they're like, oh, the fishing sucks today. No, you just got to go to the wrecks that day, right? And so it's like, yeah, in wholesaling, sometimes it's really easy to find deals and hard to find buyers. And then other times it's really hard to find wholesaling deals and easy to find buyers. And so when you've been wholesaling one specific way and the way that wholesaling changes the ocean, changes the currents or whatever, wholesaling sucks. No, fishing doesn't suck. The fish aren't there. The fish are still there. They're just moved where they're at. So the same thing happens right now this year in wholesaling real estate. Yeah, it's a lot easier to find wholesaling deals. And heck, I know this. It's a lot harder to find wholesaling deals. Why do you think I teach you at wholesaling.com now? Why do you think I have a 30-day wholesaling challenge that I update every stinking year for you guys? I don't have to be doing this stupid stuff. I be sitting on a boat, fishing all day, every day. But no, I'm here teaching guys wholesaling real estate for free. You know why? Because this business has changed and nobody else is willing to teach you this stuff anymore. Only me and Rick. Why is that? Because I don't want your stinking money. I want to become successful. Yes, I want to JV deals and flex on gurus even more. Yeah, obviously. But why am I teaching you this for free? Because wholesaling changes and nobody else is willing to stand up and make that change. But I am. And you have to understand, you have to roll with what's going on in wholesaling real estate right now. Are the wholesaling deals gone? No, there's more wholesaling deals than ever right now. It's a little harder to find cash buyers. So if you learn how to find cash buyers the right way, cold call the cash sales, going out here and cold calling the for rents, auctions, title companies, actually building relationships, treating your cash buyers like sellers. I know no wholesaling guru ever said that, except for me and Rick, that we started teaching you guys this stuff. It's because the stuff I've done every single time. Rick's been wholesaling real estate since 2004. All right. Sorry, 2002, I think. 21, 22 years in this business. He's been through a lot of waves in this business. I've been through a lot of waves too. We've both been through so much. We have over 5,000 combined wholesaling deals between the two of us. We've seen a thing or two. These gurus haven't. So when I tell you what to do, I try to help you out with this. You have to listen to what I say. And so you have to think this. This is one big quote I want you to understand. But in wholesaling real estate, you only lose when you quit. Please understand this. You only lose when you quit. Now, I like to say this, but in wholesaling real estate, there are three types of wholesalers. There are the winners, the ones that actually get rich in this business, make a lot of money, they get their first deal, all these great. They're the winners. And then there are the losers. What makes you a loser in wholesaling real? Oh, a lot of people think, hey, I didn't get my first deal, I'm a loser. No. Just because you haven't gotten your first wholesaling deal does not make you a loser. There are winners in training or losers in training. That's the third one. And what do I mean by that? You're undecided. This is Hogwarts. Are you Slytherin, Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw? We don't know what you are. You're kind of in limbo right now. What are you? Are you a winner? Are you a loser? We don't know. But you're training to be one of them. And here's the cool part in wholesaling. You never lose until you quit. So you're never a loser until you say, hey, I'm done this business. But if you keep charging forward from point A to point B, you'll become successful. And so that's what I want you guys to understand here. You only lose when you quit. So what's the moral of the story here? What am I trying to let you guys know? Don't quit. Keep pushing. And I want you to understand, I never quit. There's a lot of wholesalers watch this and never quit. There's a lot of wholesalers that watch this stuff, joined wholesaling.com, that did quit. But guess what? Are you a quitter? I don't think you're a quitter. I truly believe most people going out here watching this and actually spending their hard, valuable, earned time to watch me rant and talk about how to become successful, you guys are not quitters. You're watching this because you want something. And I'm telling you, you want something selfishly. I'm not calling you a selfish person, but you selfishly want to change your life, your family's life, and your destiny forever financially. And I truly believe you should have that. But you have to understand that you actually have to prove that you deserve it. Yeah, of course I want everyone in the world to be super rich and loaded. But the truth is most people won't be at that point. Why is that? not willing to do the work, and they're not willing to know what to do the right way. There's a one in a million, once in a generation, and I hate to call it like that myself. I feel like I'm an ego-driven maniac saying this, but so once in a wholesaling generation person, me and Rick, two people that decided to give wholesaling real estate information for free. Everything. I didn't leave out one thing. I'm not going to teach you my secrets and acquisitions. No. So I've been two people in the history of wholesaling real estate. This is an industry that is centuries old that decided to give everything out for free. Me and Rick. You guys have been blessed with this opportunity to become born in a generation where you get all wholesaling real estate information to become successful for free at freewholesaling.com. Now you have to understand, are you going to squander this opportunity or are you actually going to make the most of it? I'm not hyping you up to go buy something. I'm hyping you up to go to a free wholesaling course to learn how to wholesale real estate step by step. So you want to answer the question one last time, why is the first deal always the hardest? I tell you the dang truth. This is not even a secret. This is a dang truth you have to understand. Why is most wholesaling real estate deals the hardest for most people? Because you're focusing on the results and not the actions. Let me say this from the rooftops today, but you are focusing on results and not actions. Guys, you have to understand there's been this massive equation. If I could tell you there's one equation, my life's work has already been solved for wholesaling on one equation that will lead to wholesaling success forever. I found it. I actually did find it. I created it in my laboratory and I spent my whole life focusing on this one thing because I'm obsessed with wholesaling real estate. And after looking at hundreds of thousands of wholesalers and seeing every single successful wholesaler and every single unsuccessful wholesaler, I became one simple equation to figure out how to become successful. Are you ready for the secret equation? It's action equals results. Let me repeat this. This is the stupidest, simplest equation. This is my E equals MC squared, but it's true. I'll be saying this equation to my dying breath when I'm 100 years old. I'm probably leaving this earth on a live stream probably at 104 years old, knock on wood, hopefully live that long. But that's probably how I'm going out, on a live stream screaming about action equals results, because that is the most truest statement to become a wholesaling success. What is this equation? Let me explain. If you want the results you want, so I want my first deal. I want it. I want it, man. I deserve it, bro. Okay. You want that result. It has to equal the action that has to be done to get that result. For example, all right, bro, I want a Lambo. Okay, a Lambo is how much? 220 grand, or let's say, or a used one. You have to make $220,000 of profits in a business. Pretty simple, even more if you got to pay taxes. Simple like that, right? Okay, I want to go catch a Goliath grouper, okay? You have to go out here fishing where there's Goliath groupers and then put the bait down and catch it, right? Okay. I want to go get my first wholesaling deal. Usually you have to do an action that results in making a $30,000 wholesaling deal. Was that probably 500 reverse drawing for dollar sticky notes? And so when you go up to me and say, Zach, how do I get 100K my first year? 100K, you're probably going to do 10 deals. 10 deals is probably going to do about 10,000 probate calls. So 1,000 probate calls per deal. Like, being very conservative on that numbers too. You probably do a lot less. And you got to understand that your actions have to equal results. So the truth is everyone focuses on the results, the money. I'm visualizing, I want to make 250 grand this year. I want to make $1 million. Everyone, they love screaming about the results. Oh yeah, I want to get to here. I want to be here. I could care less. It's the action that matters. Cold calling these many leads every day, these many offers a day, this many texts a day. The action's what you should be looking at, because once you do the right action, the result will always follow. By staring at results a day, and you can't do anything to results, right? But you can do something about action. So action equals results. Think about that for a second. Basically what that means is you just got to take action. Take action right now, and you can start marketing, start talking to sellers, and start doing deals. I'm telling you right now, that's the secret to wholesaling. I know it's simple. I know it's stupid. I'm telling you right now, most wholesalers aren't willing to do it. Not willing to do it. But guess what? You are probably going to be willing to do it, and it'll lead you to wholesaling success. So if I can leave you off at one thing, I want everybody watching this to start an upward spiral and then win from that upward spiral. What's an upward spiral? I've talked about this theory a lot. I'm not the first person to talk about this theory. There's been a lot of people that have, but it's probably one of the most truest theories in wholesaling. So everybody knows what a downward spiral is, right? You start doing bad stuff or something bad happens, go down the thing and you end up in jail, whatever, right? You know, you start, you know, oh no, you have the wrong bubble gum one day and I don't know, you trip and you break your leg and, you know, you don't stop working, you lose your job, you know, downward spirals, right? Look it up. Same thing up to upward spirals, right? You start waking up earlier, you start working out, you start eating healthier, you start feeling better about yourself and you end up making more money, right? It's like same thing, upward spiral. And so it works in wholesaling real estate. And the upward spiral always starts with one thing. Marketing. Figure out what I just said there, marketing, okay? You talk to even cash buyers, heck, if you want to be at that. But what is the upward spiral? The more you market, the more leads you get. The more leads you get, the more appointments you get. The more appointments you get, the more offers you make. And the more offers you make are the more signed contracts. And the more signed contracts you get is the more deals you can sell to cash buyers. More deals you sell to cash buyers, more assignment of contracts. More assignment of contracts equals more wholesaling checks. And really, what do the wholesaling upward spiral start with? More marketing. And the more marketing resulted in more money in my pocket. And so guys, start your upward spiral, start going out here and wholesaling real estate the correct way by going to my free wholesaling course, freewholesaling.com. That's how you learn wholesaling real estate absolutely for free. And yeah, guys, go there. Don't miss a beat there.